Hey everybody, welcome to the POS Podcast, episode 132. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different stuff today, but mainly like a big topic regarding entertainment news. But before we get started, how are y'all doing?
Good.
COVID too, so still badly.
Yeah.
Good, man. I read a great manga that you're in. I also am at 43 pages into this TMNT script. That is the most I've ever written for a video, so I'm happy. And finally, it's thankfully Henry and Matt are saving me. So like that's all I'll say for that. And yeah, I released my program. It's doing good. And so yeah, that's it pretty much. Doing.
We just have like an inner
Saber, help.
inner circle of people we hire, I guess.
Yeah. Nepotism.
Nepotism.
Saber, how long was your VeggieTales script?
Let me see here. I think I still have it on my drive.
Because 43 pages, that's a lot.
Well, like, it is a lot. I'm about to say a lot.
Yeah, no, I had a lot to say. No, because like, you know what the problem was? So I was like, because originally it was just going to be like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's like 27 pages, whatever. But then like a friend of mine who's also watched all the episodes, like, oh, you got to mention this part and this part. I was like, oh, fuck, that is such an intelligent point to bring up. And I was like, fuck, okay. And then like I was talking to you about something, because originally I had like the Victor all planned out. But then y'all were saying like, oh, if something get shit later on, then it affects this for me, and then it made me overthink it. So I had to write this whole like fucking section for that. And so like there was just it's worth it though.
so here I'm linking it. If it looks like a dissertation, but nice. That was around 26 pages, single font or single space, 14 font.
Single font.
Single font.
Didn't transition into winding somewhere along the way.
Yeah, that was a beefy script. And here's my because I mean there. Oh no, Jax.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna turn into one of those what Steven Universe did wrong videos.
I'm actually making it. It's the difference is I actually love each and every series, so it's like my love letter to them. So yeah. Yeah, so there. It's not one of those like, this is shit, and let me tell you why it's shit. Because
you're like, people enjoy this thing, this is why it's shit.
Yeah. If you are doing a long video, in my eyes, you have to be ready to throw down. Like a good argument or just something, because when I see long videos, they're either very good or they're very bad.
Yeah.
And nowhere in between.
There's no.
I can't wait for the Why DuckTales 2017 is actually bad video. I'm just gonna walk in and just be like, shut up, stop doing this. Unless it has a trash ending. It might have a trash ending.
Oh yeah, hopefully not.
Contrarian at that point when people do this shit. Where it's like, oh, why Avatar Last Airbender is shit, and it's like, it's not. It's not. Like, you can say you don't like it, but you can't say that it's bad because it's very well done. Same thing with like, oh, Lord of the Rings is shit trilogy. It's like, okay, well, give me your location. I'm gonna kill you.
Okay, give me your
Hirasashi, you'll be glad to hear. I bought the 4K edition of Lord of the Rings trilogy that was recently announced, and
isn't it like really like washed out though, like the colors?
No. So what they did actually, I'll watch the behind the scenes thing for it, where Jackson was saying that he's like, yeah, we have this technology. It just goes to show how much technology has advanced over 20 years. It's just insane, especially on a movie level. And him saying that they went through each frame through the movies and touched things up with colors and making it not Lucas, where Lucas jumped the shark with him doing his edits and the special edition, but more of we'll use our editing technology to liven it up, make it look better. I saw one of the visuals on one of the Fell Beast from Return of the King, and I'm like, oh, that looks good. So like I'd hope it's seamless, quality live things bumped up. But like the model of Treebeard or some of the other like orc models, they're leaving them alone. They're just sprucing them up because like the stuff does age. him saying that makes me feel like, okay, I think he gets it with how to use this technology to improve it, but not like, here's a brand new like Gollum model or something. And it's like, no. Like,
yeah.
I'm excited.
Cool.
We're sitting pretty for whenever we do a watching of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna get the Hobbit one too, but I'm like, I won't make Kira sit through the Hobbit.
We're already about to watch like 12 hours and some sense of like a movie. Like, good lord.
Well, that doesn't include the behind the scenes. That's another
Please.
12 hours.
Oh my god.
Or the director's commentary.
If we
Of
do
the
that
extended
all in
edition.
one day, if we do that all in one day, we gotta wake up early. Like, goddamn.
Audience, so folks in the chat, what's cool is that last Christmas I got a cool gift where it was a Hobbit cooking book. How to cook hobbits. No, how to cook Hobbit-esque meals. So whenever like Hero visits me next, like we're gonna do a movie marathon of the Lord of the Rings.
So long.
If he hasn't seen it, we'll do a movie per day. Or we'll figure it out. I don't know about the logistics, but I do know we're watching some goddamn Lord of the Rings.
You were so excited.
And no, I'm very excited. Like it's an experience. I'm ready for you to walk away from it speaking in Elvish, and I'll be like, we did it. We got it.
We did it, boys.
We got them.
Oh my goodness.
I can't watch it for you, but I can carry you.
So, what have y'all been up to past 2 weeks? Like,
Your mom?
Huh?
Just ignored that entirely. What have I been doing? Playing World of Warcraft.
How is it? Give us a quick synopsis.
It's the best expansion since Mr. Pandaria, easily.
Was Miss good?
Yeah, Mist was apparently good. I didn't play Mist, so out of all the expansions I played, it's better than. No, it's not better than Cataclysm, but it's better. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's better than DFA by a whole lot. It's better than Warlords of Draenor by a whole lot. Gear is gear. I know I messaged you about this in Discord privately, but like, yeah. The WoW had this problem where you like it had like the ARPG problem, even though it's not an ARPG, of like you get gear and you're like, but is it the best version of this gear I can get? Because that doesn't work in WoW, where it's like a weekly thing that you get, and you're like, oh, it's not the best stats. I guess I have to throw it out. That's not exciting for a World of Warcraft kind of like gear progression system. So when you get a piece of gear, that's the piece of gear. Like there's not like, maybe I can get a version of this with more strength on it or something. It's just one version of it. So when you get it, you can check it off your checklist and be like, cool, next piece. And that's just, it hasn't been that way since like 2013. Just thank God, gear is gear.
What about the story?
The story, I don't pay attention to the WoW story very much, but like, I mean, they have cinematics which caught my attention. I've been paying attention just like enough, and I'm intrigued enough to solve the problem that's been presented to me.
And that's
which is more than I can say.
That being a shitlord, right?
Sorry?
That's just Sylvanas being a shitlord, right?
No, there's some more to it actually, without going into the spoilers for it if somebody cares. There's a little more to it. So like I can just say that me being interested at all in a WoW story is better than it's like been for a while. So that's good.
That's good. So compared to Burning Crusade and like Wrath of the Lich King, there's.
I thought you said the
Brony Crusade. Yeah.
I'm glad I wasn't alone.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Running. Oh my god, I almost said it. The Burning Crusade. I didn't pay attention to because I was in high school and had no attention span. I'm sure they were great.
Okay. Word. Maybe me want to check it out.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Let's see, Jax, you said you've been working on the Human T thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And work, other stuff.
You were in the hospital for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I was in the hospital.
What?
yeah. I had like a breathing issue. Because like what happened was last week. Actually, remember that night we were watching DuckTales? I said my chest hurt.
Yeah,
and I was just like, it was it was like that night I just noticed my chest hurt and I thought it was just heartburn. And I was like, oh fuck, I ate something wrong, whatever. And so I went like the whole next day. I was just like, okay, my chest still feels off. I feel like I'm taking deeper breaths than usual. And so I'm like, oh, what the fuck's going on here? Like, oh, it better not be that. And then Thanksgiving came and I did not have an appetite for most of the day. Like all I had was just like, starch. I had like stuffing and mac and cheese. And I was just like, I'm really not that hungry right now. And so like the next day I was just like, I need to go get checked out. And like my parents were saying, like, I think you're probably fine. I think you're overthinking it. And so I went because I was just like, I don't want the fucking Rona. And so I went to the hospital and I was just like, hey, I'm not breathing properly. Like I feel like I'm taking deeper breaths than usual. Like what's going on with me? So like they check my blood pressure, they put all these things on my chest to make sure like I'm breathing to monitor my heart rate. And then like, they give me my flu shot and then they like take my blood and then give me the COVID test and all that stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, well, you're fine from what you've shown and stuff like that. And the fact that I'm talking fast like this, they were like, oh yeah, you for someone who's saying they have like breathing issues, because they even x-rayed me too. They're like, oh yeah, you're good. And from what we've seen, like, tell us about your week. Okay, so we got what it was. And it was basically I had overworked myself into like a stress thing where I was like not breathing properly, because like I was working on my this script. I was also doing like coaching stuff, and then in addition to that I was doing filming my DVD program in addition to filming my Goku Tough Tunes Month 2. So like all of it was just wrapping up. And then like I was dealing with like stress stuff from like work stuff, because I was like, oh crap, is this going through well and stuff like that. And so like all of that just started compounding and I just wasn't breathing properly. And it was just like what happened was I got really tight up in my like chest area. So I just wasn't breathing properly. But then they gave me some like medicine to help me sleep better. And then I was good. I'm good now. Yeah. So
don't stress out, otherwise you'll not be able to breathe. Oh god, add that to the list. Jesus.
Yeah. No, it was just overworking. I was just overworking. That's what it was. So yeah, shit happens. But I'm good.
Yeah. Don't relax for the holidays.
I'll try.
Yeah. Saber, let's see. Yeah, I just got back from seeing you yesterday.
Fuck you, Paleo. Oh man, you should have seen it, guys. So Paleo here thinks he's such a gamer. Well, so there I was, finished measuring my dick, and Paleo was like, "We should play Pikmin 3 and do verses, and I'll beat you." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, little man." And like, I remember seeing Paleo bite his bottom lip. Sweat was dripping off on the ground. And
oh my god!
And we played like 12 games, and I won every single one of them. So we actually played. Truthfully, we played some Pikmin versus, and I gotta say, I'm pretty damn good. Right, Paleo?
I mean, yeah, I needed to use a handicap.
Yeah, I had to give Paleo 5 extra Pikmin at the start. 5 versus my 10. And I there was even a time where Paleo lost so many times in a row where I'm like, did you shit yourself? And he was like, don't say anything.
Oh my god.
I guess you're just good at games that require strategy. Is that just your strong suit, I guess?
I think it's an ADD thing where when I laser in on a video game, I'll actually be decent at it. But like, I mean, I see Paleo play like Demon Souls or
Demon Souls is
Solitaire.
hard.
Paleo's good at games, but
Play more fighting games will be better at Demon Souls. That's not even a joke, I'm serious.
Wait, what'd you say?
Play more fighting games will be better at Demon Souls. There's a lot of parrying and timing in Demon Souls.
But that's fighting games are 2D.
It doesn't matter. The concept still applies of timing things. But I guess you could just play, Zelda and practice parrying there.
Yeah, I mean, I've already been doing that.
But I'll be real with you, the worst part of Zelda, in my opinion, where it's like parry it. I'm like, I don't wanna.
I'll just dodge.
Can I just hit harder back at them?
Yeah, I got used to parrying with the Guardians though, where like seeing like when the laser actually hits, so you can parry it.
My God, the first Lionel that you come up with, I'm like, I suck at games, I guess.
The first Lionel. But I've also been playing Age of Calamity, and like fucking like all the enemies in there is like you're just like a god in Hyrule Warriors.
Remind me, because I never want to be like, ugh, you can't enjoy things, but like remind me, how many Muso games have you played? Just Hyrule Warriors and Hyrule.
Yeah.
And
the original Hyrule Warriors.
Okay, gotcha. And you still enjoy them just fine.
Yeah. I think it's just the skin. The fact that like there's actual story content in Age of Calamity.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And it's just like, I remember that, and I know that person. I get to play as that person, so it's
right.
fun.
Being a Chinese warlord can only be interesting so many times.
Yeah.
I have no idea how they even get some Dynasty Warriors. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, because I can think of like some other franchises they could use this with like other because they've already done it with Fire Emblem as well.
There is a Fire Emblem move, so I completely forgot.
Which for that game is Fire Emblem Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors. Okay. Great.
Yeah. So let's see. Before we get started, there's a couple of things I want to go over. This isn't POS Podcast isn't going to be the only live stream that I'll be doing this week, or this week and the rest of the month, because this week is the Game Awards on the 10th, so I'll be streaming that around like 6:15 when the pre-show starts. They're starting it really early this year. So any of y'all that want to join, I'll just be in the podcast room.
Yeah. What day is it?
The 10th is Thursday night.
At what time?
6:15 is when the pre-show starts. I don't know when the actual show starts, but it said like 6:30. I don't know like when the actual show starts.
Should be fine. Okay. As long as it's not when I'm working.
And then next week is my birthday, so I'm going to do a live stream on that Tuesday, which is December 15th.
Nice.
And then there, of course, will be the next POS podcast on the 21st, that Monday. So lots of live streams this month.
Nice.
The other thing is that if you're a fan of Letterboxd, which is a website that you can like keep a diary of the movies you watched, I made a few lists of every animated movie ever released in theaters in the U.S.
Damn.
For each decade. Except for every decade before the 1980s, because I just put all those in one list. So if you want to check that out, I'll send a link. Wait, that's a link to my profile. Let me send a link to the like the list that I have. But yeah, it's it was interesting going through all those lists, all those movies, and seeing which ones. The 2010s had by far the most theatrical animated films. With 274 films, but still,
nice.
That's nothing compared to every other movie released in the decade. So animated movies are still like growing. But with the topic we're about to talk about, maybe there won't be any in theaters. So, but before we get onto that, any super chats that are sent in, we'll talk about during the Q&A portion of the podcast. So if you want to send us super chats, you can do that, and then we'll also answer some questions on Twitter if we can get to those. So the first topic is a really big one. We'll try to get it out of the way so we can get some of the smaller topics in, and that is HBO Max announcing that the Warner Brothers slate for 2021 are going to be on HBO Max the same day and date as theaters, which is crazy.
That's insane.
All of them, not just a few, all of them.
Damn.
And
hammer down.
And I'll go over the different films that they're going to be releasing. So we got The Little Things on January 29th. Tom and Jerry on March 5th. The Many Saints of Newark on March 12th, which that's a prequel movie to The Sopranos, which is interesting. Reminiscence on April 16th. Godzilla vs. Kong on May 21st.
Oh shit.
The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It on June 4th. In the Heights on June 18th, which that's a Lin-Manuel Miranda musical.
No, damn.
Space Jam: A New Legacy on July 16th.
Yeah, Bunny Bay.
The Suicide Squad on August 6th. Dune on October 1st. King Richard on November 19th. The Matrix 4 on December 22nd. And there's a few others here that don't have definitive release dates yet, but are slated for 2021. And that's Judas and the Black Messiah, Mortal Kombat.
Oh shit!
Those who wish me dead, Malignant, and Cry Macho. So, yeah,
that's a lot.
That's a lot of movies from one of basically the big three, because the big three are like Warner Brothers, Universal, and Disney.
Damn.
So now we're waiting to see what the other studios do, because they also have streaming services.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's a lot of movies.
This is not the end of the story, because there's some things that have been going on about this, because apparently some studios that are under Warner Brothers were not told about this.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck? Like Legendary Pictures, who are releasing Dune and
Godzilla vs.
Kong. They're like, what? And then Christopher Nolan is like yelling at Warner Brothers, like, what are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing, Mike? Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy, but I think I'm kind of on the side of what Jim had to say on his movie crap live stream that he did. Our friend Jim Gisrael, who's also been a host on the podcast. How he said, because he said that a lot of people are going about this and saying that, like, oh, it'll be fine after 2021. This is just like a 1-year thing. And he said, no, this is the beginning of the end for movie theaters, where movie theaters will become more of a novelty thing rather than the norm.
Oh, did you hear what freaking Corey and Martin were saying about it too on Double Toasted?
What?
Because they were talking about how like people were saying, oh, movie theaters are going extinct and stuff like that, and it's just like this is making it more challenging, but it's like saying like that's giving initiative to like movie theaters to like step up their game if they like want to, because like again, like there is like a nice atmosphere to seeing a movie in the theater, like, you know, the fucking like seeing Godzilla like King of Monsters in theaters, like that was like fucking a dope experience. Like there's things you can't do, like fucking D-Box, all right? That is fucking incredible shit like that. So like all those things right there, like it's up to theaters to go like, oh fuck, we need to boost like things, because, you know, like theaters now are just, especially now during this plague, it's just kind of like, what the fuck, why are you even here right now? Like, do you really want to do this? And then like people are just doing this whole thing of like, I don't need to do that, because I can just stay at home, watch this on my big screen, and I can bring like whatever I need in my corner right here. I can do things with her and not get arrested. I can do this and that, like just all this, you know, various stuff. So like it's up to theaters to just like find a way to like bring it in that regard. That they had like a whole thing on that. I'll link it later just because they said it better than I could. But yeah, that's interesting though.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting next year and seeing what happens with theaters, because there's these movies are still coming out to theaters, but they're just also going to be on HBO Max, and we have to see what happens after, you know, the virus goes away,
right?
Because at this point it's probably not going to be going away until spring, spring.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how I see it. Because I just like, honestly, the whole thing to me is just like, I'm more focused on just getting this virus fucking gone first, and then like the movie theater thing is just like, all right, now just fix your thing. Because again, like, and once the virus is gone, like I don't care like if I'm gonna be all that boomer who goes sees movie in the theaters tonight. It's just like I like the experience. All right? I like seeing like things on the big
I
screen.
like going to the theaters and seeing movies. Like once I started making content on this channel, I started going to theaters a lot more. Because I just wanted to review stuff.
It's nice.
But now I'm like, well, I can't really go. So I have to see everything online or wait until it's out of theaters.
So like that's my point though. It's just like
but then looking at it, I'm like, I only have to pay this amount a month. I mean, like, of course there's no piracy and everything, but I'm not really gonna open that can of worms right now for like who wants to pay for a service and who doesn't want to. Really, it's about just the convenience of watching it right then and there when it's releasing. But when I don't live that close to a theater, I have to drive like half an hour to get to one, and that's gas money. And then I have to pay $12 to watch it when I could just pay $12 a month to watch every movie releasing that month. That makes just more sense to me, just to watch it at home.
Again, like, yeah, it's a thing where you go like, oh, it makes sense to watch it at home. But to me, I like going to the theater just because it's like a nice way to get out the house and this nice like theater thing. And then it's just, I like the whole.
And also, I don't have to deal with I don't have to deal with other people. If like, because when you go to a theater, you take a chance of having a good audience or a really, really bad audience.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Like sometimes like a bad audience, quote unquote, can be fun depending on the movie.
Like Cars 3.
yeah, that was fun because it was just it was a big like NASCAR audience that was watching that. And I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
But
man, like if the Made in Abyss movie came out and there were some people talking like, "Oh man, look, it's Rick," I would be livid. I'd be like, "Are you kidding? You know how long I waited for this movie?" Like,
yeah.
Also, who's getting hype over Reg appearing on the screen? I don't know. Whatever.
No, we also had like those moments, like the first Equestria Girls movie, like yo Anthro.
It's fine if you can cater it to my humor. If you're not, then it's not fine. So it's not fine, really, ever. It's just sometimes I let it pass because I'm a human being.
Yeah. So, but now the question is, what are the other studios going to do now? Because
follow in their footsteps, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, because there's supposedly like a Disney investors meeting like later this week, and now all the investors are going to be looking at Warner Brothers and they're going to be asking Disney. I was like, gonna do that because there's quite a few movies that Disney has delayed or put out to 2021 that are like Black Widow is one of those because that was supposed to come out in May of this year, and they kept delaying it. It was supposed to come out like this fall and this winter, and now it's like, well, maybe you can just put on Disney Plus, or and Soul is going to be on Disney Plus, so maybe the next Pixar movie or Ray and the Last Dragon, the next Disney Animation Studios movie. And the other thing, the Fox movies, because Disney owns Fox now. James Cameron isn't going to be happy about this because Avatar 2 has apparently been wrapped up production for a long time now. And it might be that Endgame will forever remain the highest grossing film forever from now on.
Good.
Right, that's the fair.
I have a feeling that James Cameron was like, but I want Avatar 2 to be that. The big thing now is HBO Max like trying to get more subscribers because of this. Right now, HBO Max is only available in the US, whereas the other streaming services are in multiple countries or worldwide. Right now, Netflix dominates. Like, it has nearly 200 million subscribers. The second is Amazon Prime, but that's because people usually just have Amazon Prime. I don't think a lot of people are using Prime Video for watching stuff. I think they're just, using Amazon Prime for the shipping and all that. Because if you look at the content that's on Amazon Prime, it's pretty lackluster, and sometimes it's really bad. That's how Saber finds a lot of the shit films he reviews. Then after that, there are a couple of Chinese streaming services, and then it's Disney Plus. That rose up real quick, probably because of the price and because they're available in more countries. So we'll have to see what happens next year with the other studios. So I guess if anybody has anything else to say about this before we move on.
Nah. Just I don't miss movie theaters if they're a niche experience and it can remain the experience they are now, just more niche. I'm fine, I guess. But if they go away, I'm about to be real sad.
Yeah. Because I still like going to the theater. So the better that TVs get, and I'm like, man, but I could just watch it here. And not have to deal with an audience. Though I also do like going to the theater because it's just me in the movie. Whereas when I'm home, I have those distractions.
So many distractions. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm like, I can just pause it at any time I want. Which is an advantage. Whereas like if you miss something, you can just rewind.
But it doesn't. I don't like it. I don't like it.
All right. So let's talk about some other things. Jax, are you there?
Yeah.
So I think one of the things here you've seen, the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was really fun because it was just inoffensive, fun thing. Like it just focuses on Rey trying to train Finn to be a Jedi since he has like Force powers nowadays. Spoiler alert for Rise of Skywalker if you care about that bullshit. But yeah, so it's she's trying to train him, and she's like, I'm a crappy master. So she's like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go to a place that maybe I can find some text. And then she finds like this time stone that lets her go back through time and like go meet like other Jedi and stuff like that, or see like how they trained other people. So she goes and sees like Yoda training Luke. She goes and sees like Obi-Wan and Anakin. She goes and sees like all this stuff. And it's like actually really cool and fun. Like it's like very kind of just like, oh, this is nothing like serious. It's just a fun little side project. And then you get to see like all the villains and stuff like that. It also felt a bit like Robot Chicken because like the Emperor is acting like very much like the Emperor in Robot Chicken he did, and then like Darth Vader is acting like very goofy too, but it's like in a funny way. And so they get they steal it from her, and then they like go and they find Kylo Ren, who's like, wow, you're pretty cool, but you're a bitch, and so like let's make you not a bitch. And so like then they try to work together, and then like he's trying to replace Vader with Kylo, and it's really funny. Like there's a bunch of stuff where like there's this whole scene where they have this massive time chase where they're like going through time, and they keep going to different areas, but because the time stone keeps hitting the ground in the area, the people from that time get sucked through. So like it gets to like it comes to a forefront when like all of them land on Tatooine, and then so you got freaking like Anakin and Darth Vader and freaking like Han Solo from Rise of Skywalker. I mean Han Solo from fucking Force Awakens and Han Solo from New Hope and all this stuff, like meeting each other, and it's really funny. It was just like a fun thing. That's all the best way I can put it. It was just like a fun experience, and then you know. It was short too, like only like 45 minutes or something like that. And yeah, I liked it for the most part. It was really good.
Okay. Then I guess speaking of Star Wars, we can talk about the Mandalorian episodes. Though I'll put up a spoiler tag for anybody who has not seen them. So I'll put that up right now, and you can just mute the stream. Then I'll take it down. And you can unmute it. So yeah, Mandalorian episodes 5 and 6. It's getting interesting.
It was really great in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it was fucking like to me, like I have been just a colossal Boba Fett like fanboy since I was like a little kid. Like that was like one of the first costumes I ever had, and I had like all the comic books and action figures, that shit. So like seeing him actually finally be a badass in something like live action was just like, oh fuck yeah, dude. Like I've rewatched that episode like several times, like because I thought the Ahsoka episode was really good. And like, because I, just like all the stuff from Clone Wars and seeing her grow, and then like the stuff in Rebels too. So it was like, it's cool to see like that, like how she went from like Rebels to this. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like how they're doing that with her. And then like, Rosario Dawson did a killer job and stuff like that. And then like, the person who plays Jango, I forget his, the actor's name. He also played like Jango Fett and all the clones and stuff like that. Like now he's Boba Fett, and I loved him. I thought it was great. I love seeing. I like that he had like a fucking dad bod as people and called him and stuff like that. I thought that was like, I don't care. I liked it a lot. I thought it was like really dope to see like just Boba Fett just go fucking ham and all that shit. And then like there was like a bunch of like other things where I was like, oh shit, he does have that on his like his knee rocket and shit like that, because like I have this whole like fucking encyclopedia book of like his armor, and I like went and I was like, this is such a nerdy shit, but I like went and looked at it and I was like, oh fuck, they actually incorporated that and that and that. And so like that was just fanboy heaven for me. I was like, to me, like all rationale like went out the window. I was like, I don't give a fuck about anything. I just seeing Boba whoop ass was just awesome to me. But yeah, and then like Ahsoka, like again,
that
was cool.
He's gonna be like, man's gonna be like, how'd you get out of that Sarlacc pit? He's gonna go, there's 2 holes, and it's gonna walk off screen. That's it.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Because I remember like in one of the comic books, like it was hilarious. Tom's here.
Dab,
hey,
Tom.
Yeah.
Don't call it. Come back. What's
oh my
up?
god, I leave. Holy shit, leave.
All right.
He's been here for years.
God damn.
Fuck you, buddy. It's good to hear your voice again, too. My friends, ladies and gentlemen, immediately wanted to
You
go.
come in saying, don't call it a comeback, dab. Don't even begin.
He's been here for years.
Look, I thought our love was unconditional. Apparently, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
We're talking a bit about Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Have you caught up with it?
I am caught up on Mandalorian. Yeah.
Cool.
What are we talking about? What are we?
Episodes 5 and 6.
Okay, cool. 5 was really fucking dope. 6 was pretty cool, even though some of it didn't make much sense. There's a little bit of convenience going on in episode 6, I think. Like, oh man, it's a really good thing the Empire didn't blow up the Slave One as well as the Razor Crest. Otherwise, it's a pretty good thing Mando didn't decide, hey, maybe I should go grab my jetpack at the bottom of the hill instead of just running around blatting people. You know. So there was a couple things like that seemed a little convenient and fan servicey, like more than the show usually does. I'm not sure if I like that they brought back Boba Fett. Like, it's cool, but like it feels like such an obvious thing to do, you know? Like even Red Letter Media called like before the show even started that at some point they were going to bring back Boba Fett. And I it's cool to see Boba Fett like do something other than stand in the background, you know, or get eaten by a Sarlacc. Like that's pretty dope. But it just feels like God, what's her name? The character from Clone Wars, Ahsoka. So it's like her coming back and making a cameo felt way more organic because it was so unexpected, right? Like she was like kind of confined to the cartoon, and like bring her into like something that's much more mainline Star Wars, almost like something that like everybody who's a fan of Star Wars is watching, felt really cool. It felt like bridging a divide that like was kind of like implicitly there. Like this is the kids Star Wars, this is the regular Star Wars. Like no, that now they're like, it really felt like bringing the universe like together. It's like this is not just like a side B story now. Like this was important, which I think is really cool and something that I think a lot of hardcore fans felt like, but like the casual person like me who didn't really pay much attention to it felt like that was just an offshoot. But now it's like more tied together with everything. But Boba Fett's just so obvious, and like the next episode could totally make it like super badass, and I'd be like, oh yeah, of course, like the show would not work without him in it. But it feels like the Mandalorian, like before the show came out, like everyone assumed it was a Boba Fett show. Because like who else would they make a show about? You know, Django's dead, Boba's the only one we really know about. It's going to be a Boba Fett show. But then like we have this new character and it was like his vessel, and it made like the whole Mandalorian lore open up. And I feel like
Mandalorian.
exactly that. And you yelling at me, and then you make a bad pun like that. We're all fucking down the bottom, dude. But so like having like Boba Fett come in almost feels like it kind of like steals the thunder of this character that we've been trying to build up with this show. Like I get he's established in pop culture, he's in Fortnite, like we're done, I guess. But it almost feels like kind of like taking the wind out of the sails of like building up this character's own mythos by introducing the character that he's essentially like from a popular culture perspective a derivative of. I don't know if that made any sense. I just woke up, so if that sounded stupid, I'm sorry.
It sounded better than me at my most sober, so I don't know what you're talking about. You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. I mean, it's kind of like from a marketing point of view, you have to remember this
Save
Disney. So
your mic's doing the thing.
You just don't want me to talk, do you? Well, all right, I'll fix it.
All that being said, Boba Fett shot a missile and blew up 2 ships. That was so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was.
I'm of 2 minds, you know.
Yeah,
like,
you see that? Did you see the robot chicken edit that somebody did?
Oh, it was so good. It was like made to happen. You gotta love it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like this show is like this is the best thing new Star Wars has made. Like I know we talk about it like every time, but like it really is. It just makes it like so disappointing that the new trilogy looks like shit compared to this.
It's because Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau like work together on like Clone Wars episodes and stuff. Like, so the Dave Filoni just like he puts his like heart and soul and makes it like into something really quality. Like, well, if you like actually watch the Clone Wars CGI series, because it took me a long time to watch it because I was so used to the Gendy Samurai Jack one. I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this shit. And then I watched like quite a few episodes. I was like, oh fuck, this is great. Like this is really a great show. So when you go and you see like that translated to live action, it's just like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, no wonder this is great. Like this guy actually cares about the series. Like he had like this speech that'll make you care about fucking the Darth Maul fight from like the episode 1, where I was like, oh fuck, I never thought about it that way. And that's like crazy. That movie's shit, but it's just like, oh fuck, that's a very valid point. So yeah, like, I have nothing but respect for Dave Filoni. Yeah, you keep killing it, bro, on the fucking things.
Ugh. So one thing we were talking about, Tom, before you came in, but I guess we can stop talking about Mandalorian for now. So I'll put off the spoiler tag for anybody watching. So spoilers over for Mandalorian. But speaking of Star Wars and Disney, Assange Lane in the chat said, breaking news, Disney is holding an event on the 10th announcing new projects on Disney+. But yeah, that was the investors meeting I mentioned earlier when we were talking about the HBO Max stuff. Where like, you know, every Warner Brothers movie is going to streaming. Next year. And so I'm not sure if on the 10th when they have that investors meeting, which apparently is going to be live streamed, that is like
is that an idea? Is that a good idea?
They're bringing Kong versus Godzilla on HBO Max, right? And like Legendary's pissed about it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a next gen console yet, so I was like, I don't need to get a new TV yet. But like, if I can't see Godzilla versus Kong in theaters, I'm probably gonna have to like go down to Best
I mean,
Buy
it's releasing in May, and it's
here's
still
$2,000. Give me a 75-inch OLED HDR 120 hertz refresh screen. I can't watch Godzilla in the theater, so I have to make it. Give me my $500 sound bar.
It is releasing in May though, so maybe the virus will be like okay by then. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe we'll have a bunch more protests in America that make it worse from a bunch of dumb people.
If theaters go under, my biggest motivation to getting a bigger like separated house and not a townhome is that I can just make a theater room. Like
make your own theater room.
I will make it happen. It is so important to me.
Just gonna get like really boss headphones.
No, I like no joke. Will start like trying harder to get promoted. I'm like I need it.
Like I need the money to make my own theater.
I need my home theater. And then the dude will just look at you for like 5 seconds and be like, agreed.
Then have like a giant like 100-inch 8K screen.
Oh god, hell yeah!
I'm buying those speakers. Are about to be hella expensive.
Get those rollable OLEDs. Just go across your entire wall. And just like, this is how God intended it.
I mean, like, if theaters do go down, then I guess I'm about to study really goddamn hard so I can get promoted.
Can you think about Twitter in like 2035 when it's like, age yourself in a tweet, you just be like Hoyt Cinema or AMC Theater, and like all the little kids will be like, "What the fuck you talking about, Grandpa?"
I will never forget.
And somehow drive-ins will still be around.
Right. Yeah. I will never forget the little kid on the bus that didn't know who Mickey Mouse was. I was like, okay, it's over.
All that copyright bullshit, and this is what it got you, Disney.
Right. Kids don't even know who the hell he is.
Oh my god. They know what Fortnite is before Mickey Mouse. They added Kratos to Fortnite.
Yeah, don't you want to die? Don't you want to die?
Did you see the picture I linked with the little emote? Like, I'm not joking. When I saw that, there was bile in my throat. I was like, no. Because, like, I watched the trailer. Like, they have a reveal trailer for Kratos, and it showed up on my YouTube. So I was like, all right, let's see what this is. Like, it'll be interesting to see this photorealistic character in a cartoony style. So it hasn't really happened.
Interesting what you say.
And it looks weird, but, like, interesting. But, like, the trailer... I've aged 10 years watching this trailer because it was like a serious, tense trailer of like a character with like pancakes for a head running around with guns. And I was like, I'm so old. Oh my god, what is happening? Pancake Man is the main character in this trailer besides Kratos. What is happening? What is Fortnite? I don't understand. It was really weird. Fortnite is weird, and I don't get it. I'm too old.
Just wait until they put Master Chief and Samus in there. I'll have
Oh no!
You're like, stop it.
All right. There's the other thing that I wanted to talk about here, but I'll wait until Saber gets back. Did any of you watch the Bugs Bunny thing? 24 Karat Holiday Special?
I have no idea what that is.
No, I didn't know that even exists.
We do have a few trailers here. First one was for Boss Baby, Family Business, the second Boss Baby movie. Yeah, it has a girl Boss Baby, and then it has the two main characters that are grown up from the first movie, but then they become babies again. Weird.
That's weird.
If when theaters die, can that die with it? Can all the babies who are watching Boss Baby just play Fortnite instead? Like it's fine. I mean, Fortnite's already won, so if it can take down my mutual enemies on this way to power, I'm okay with that, I guess.
Oh my god. It hurts.
There was a trailer for Clifford the Big Red Dog, the live action movie.
Clifford,
and people were upset about for fucking.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I think I think that upset was actually manufactured from the marketing team because it just looks like fucking dog. Like, like what's to complain about? Like the Sonic backlash, I think, was a lot more warranted because if you go back and look at that, you're like, what the fuck were they thinking?
No, because the problem with that is, all right, Sonic is not a realistic fucking thing. All right, it's a 4-foot blue hedgehog. Wow, that's so realistic. You see that every fucking day. A dog is like, all right, I know what a dog is. I can see a dog any time of day. And so like, all it is scaled up, like Honey the the Baby or some shit like that. And it's just like, okay, Blue the Baby, that movie, yeah, like I'm aging myself, but I don't care. Black don't crack, baby. Because so anyways, it's just that a giant fucking dog dyed red. So to me, it's just like I don't see the problem at all. And people are like, well, it should look more cartoony like this. No, it's like, you want some Garfield looking shit? No. Yeah.
Is the realistic dog going to emote? Are we going to have a Lion King?
It looks more emotive than Lion King, actually.
Not hard.
Just make it like fucking Babe. It's like just all right, you take Babe, you watch Babe, they made the animals emote well in Babe, and then you just giant the dog up. Boom. Simple.
Giant the dog.
Yeah, just giant the fucking dog up. Shit. Damn. Babe still holds up tremendously, by the way. I love that.
When's Clifford versus Godzilla gonna drop? That's the movie.
Yeah, he is my favorite kaiju. My third favorite kaiju.
You would go watch that, wouldn't you? You would hella go watch that.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
I mean, I had the comic book of Charles Barkley versus Godzilla, so like, that would be a step up, honestly.
So there was a trailer for season 2 of Hilda, though I haven't watched it yet because I don't want any spoilers for Hilda. I'll just watch that blind.
I don't watch trailers. Thanks to Hirasashi.
Yay!
Excuse me.
Helping friends out.
Hero, think about it this way: if you have your home theater, you don't have to watch trailers.
It doesn't change anything because I don't watch trailers.
But like you won't have to like block your vision and sit through like 20 minutes of trailers. You'll just be able to watch the film.
Yeah. Man, what movie was it? Oh god, just trailers were rampant for it. I was like, it was How to Train Your Dragon 3. I was like, I'm leaving. Like, I'm leaving this entire theater. Like, fuck that. They're rampant. I understand.
There was a trailer for We Can Be Heroes, which is a sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
From Robert.
Is that Spy Kids?
All right.
No, it's from the same guy that made Spy Kids.
Okay.
They'll probably make a cameo in the movie since, he has this whole like expanded universes. People for the longest time didn't realize Machete was the uncle in Spy Kids because Machete is such a violent fucking movie. They're like, what? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. If you didn't know that, chat. Yeah. That's Machete. Violent. So he could probably be in that freaking Shark Boy and Lava Girl. The only thing is like freaking Twilight Taylor Lautner's not in it because he's just like, yeah, fuck that. Even though you were an Adam Sandler movie.
I don't know why they're going to say Twilight Sparkle.
Twilight
Sparkle.
Well, they do that in Twilight. They sparkle in Twilight. So yeah. Yes. But
Shut up.
Technically, that happened before Twilight Sparkle too. So.
Oh my god.
So there was a trailer for the new Studio Ghibli movie that is a 3D one, or not Studio Ghibli, but like it's an offshoot of Ghibli. I don't watch that. Saber, do you know what?
It starts with a P, right? Studio Pinocchio or something like that? I forget.
Nokia.
Saber, do you know?
Looking it up.
I forget what it's called too. Jeez.
But it wasn't received very well. The
Earwig and the Witch.
Yeah, the Earwig and the Witch. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It was okay, I guess. And I'm like a 3D nerd, so I guess I kind of wish they'd gone with like a more Arc System Works kind of like faux 2D style to try and like.
Oh, you wanted it to be fucking beautiful? I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting, with the pedigree.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, when I saw that trailer, Saber and I actually watched the Lupin the third movie.
I was gonna say that looks way better.
Yeah, and it looked great. Like, I don't know, maybe it's something about the lighting in the which I don't know.
Lighting in 3D when you're doing anime characters is really difficult because like so much of like the facial structure and stuff in anime is just wrong. So it is like if you watch like how the behind the scenes stuff for like Beastars and all the Studio Orange stuff, like they have to like go in and like when you have a character in like 3/4 view, you have to like shift all the polygons to keep the actual silhouette you usually draw in anime because it's totally incorrect perspective and stuff. So that means like light is cast totally wrong when you're using realistic lighting, and it makes like faces and stuff not look how you would expect them to look in anime. So there's so much like extra legwork you have to do to like recreate that look. And when you don't do it, it just kind of feels wrong. And I feel like maybe that effort wasn't put in. Like obviously I'm not like frame by frame.
but why does Lupin the Third look good and this doesn't?
I wouldn't say this looks bad. It just doesn't look when you have Ghibli's name attached to it, you expect it to be like top quality. And since this is its first movie, like 3D movie that's attached to it, maybe it's like, wait, what's going on here? Maybe they're still trying to figure it out, or maybe it's still in
so. I mean, there's probably going to be some growing pains like making the switch. Like you got to kind of, there's like a huge legacy of like 2D, and now you're just saying, okay, let's take that and bring it into a completely new medium, a completely new pipeline. And there's probably going to be some growing pains. I don't think it looks bad either. It just doesn't have that same like unquantifiable like appeal that the traditional Ghibli does. It feels derivative of other 3D movies in a similar vein, rather than being like a genre leader like a traditional 2D movie. Like you look at a 2D Ghibli movie, you're like, this is like the best 2D has to offer. It's like up there at the top. And you look at this 3D one, it's like, yeah, it's a 3D movie, and that's kind of like where the impression ends. Like it's competent, and it's like it lacks that like magic and that like really high prestige that Ghibli does in 2D for whatever reason. And I'll probably still watch it because it's Ghibli and it's probably cool.
One of the comments on the video says this animation has the same vibe as Scary Godmother. Ow.
I would not go that far.
I want to see the final product, but yeah, I agree where it's like growing pains, possibly. I just hope that this isn't the product of like Japanese stubbornness with their studios, because usually it's like, I mean, you think they could watch this themselves and go, yeah, this isn't working out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so, but the Lupin the Third movie, like, wasn't that their first movie?
I don't think so. Let me look it up.
I know because like just looking at the characters in that and comparing them to their 2D versions, like, wow, they did that perfectly.
Looking up here. Mars Animation Planet. Oh, they did some of the anime. Oh wait, they're working on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie too.
What?
and the first one. So,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, the Lupin movie was visually phenomenal. Like they nailed it. It felt like 2D anime just stepping off the screen into 3D realm. It's wonderful. They nailed Lupin's facial expressions. The story was solid, and the music was on point. I loved it. I wouldn't say it's like mind changing, where it's like, wow, this is now my top 10s of all time. It's more like, no, this was a really good film that deserves a wider release, or folks give it a shot. Because like, if this is what adaptations could achieve with 3D animation, then sweet. I feel like for a while there was that entire idea of like leaving 2D because 3D is the new hot thing. But now it seems like it's like, okay, we've done that for long enough. Now it's like, what can you do to make your 3D stand out? And it almost seems like people are going back to 2D and saying, can we make stylized 3D, 2D, or some kind of marriage between the two?
Yeah.
Tom, would you agree on that, Tom?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, there was this whole thing, like, when 3D first started, like, Pixar kind of, like, set the tone. And, like, the big, like, like, Western studios, like DreamWorks and stuff, really kind of feel like an iteration of the visual language that Pixar established. And even when Disney started doing, their own like internal films, they felt derivative of Pixar's style, and it worked. It was a good. They were the pioneers of it. Like they were the first ones to really do this kind of thing. And so of course, like people were going to take cues from that. But so much of like the expressive language of 2D was kind of lost in this transition, because you would have 2D films with different character and different styles and stuff. And 3D for the longest time, in major productions for the most part, all kind of felt very similar and samey. So the fact that we're finally kind of breaking out of that, and it's like, well, 3D's gotten to the point, like the pipeline's been really kind of like optimized, and like the tools are like very familiar. We have like decades of experience now. Like, let's take some of that like expressiveness and creativity and visual distinction of 2D and bring it into 3D. And you get things like Lupin, you get things like, everything that Studio Orange is doing. You get things like Spider-Verse. And now it's like, oh, like 3D feels like an art form and not like an aesthetic in and of itself. And that's like really great as someone who makes 3D myself. And appreciate
Well, cool to see them the art form actually, like, people are reaching now, saying, okay, we've done this Pixar DreamWorks thing for long enough. What's next? What's the next level? And I think Spider-Verse really opened people's minds up into it, where they're like, oh shit, there's more we can do. Yeah. And Pale Match was on the docket, but like the short circuits. So we talk about those.
Yeah. Me and Saber watched the short circuits shorts that were on Disney Plus, because they're from Walt Disney Animation Studios, where they have a bunch of these directors. They have a bunch of these directors making their own shorts. They're like, oh, they have an idea for a short, and they make like like a 3-minute short for like whatever they want to do it on. And there's a lot of them that are like, very stylized, very like different in the way they look. Sometimes they incorporate like 2D elements. Me and Saber kept like joking throughout when we were watching. It was like, don't you know that Spider-Verse invented stylization? Because like it seems like so many people like point to Spider-Verse as like, this is where stylization began. It's like, no, it's been there. This just made it popular.
There was like just like the 2D shading over the 3D models. I'm like, oh, trying to be Spider-Verse. Or there was one with like a little boy like having a crush on a girl, and they did a little comic panel, like newspaper print. And I'm like, here we go, Spider-Verse. And of course, it was all tongue in cheek.
Gotta go. Spider-Verse, the movie famed for its unique derivative of comic book art style. Yeah, totally unique vision, never before seen, as it tries to iterate a medium from like 100 years ago.
Well, I watched a new movie recently called The Incredibles, and I'm like, wow, ripping off Spider-Verse much? Superheroes?
Yeah, for real.
Pissing me off.
Saber, your mic's on the thing again. And I do want to talk to you about this other topic coming up, so fix it.
I mean, you fix it, yeah.
But yeah, oops, all Spider-Verse, Ryan says.
All right, sick, he's gone. All right, awesome. All right, guys.
Paperman. That's a good point that Nicholas said in the chat. Yeah, Paperman. The short that came up before Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah,
they do mention that. They mentioned that and Feast. Two shorts that they did with the Short Circuit series that were like inspirations for the directors.
Even the Lego movie, that was a really good use of 3D in a new way as well. So.
Yeah, it's making 3D uncannily not even uncannily. It's like 3D so good that it looks like stop motion.
Right. It was, I don't know. There's a lot of experimentation going on now, which is really great. And I, for one, welcome all this experimentation and new visual styles. That's what I've wanted for years, because you've seen it in video games, right? Like video games forever have had different art styles and like use 3D in different unique ways. So like I was, over here being a hardcore gamer, like it's totally possible. We don't all have to look like fucking Pixar movies. And someone like, because like, people working on movies now are my age, sad face at my lack of success. But like, yeah, they're like, oh, we're in a position now where we can like take that knowledge of growing up playing PlayStation and like put it towards films. I'm like, oh, fine, they get it.
Yeah. So Saber, the thing I wanted to talk to you about was Alien Worlds. You and I watched that.
That's out?
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's not worth it.
No.
It's only 4 episodes.
They didn't even mention the Bible once. What? I hate it.
But yeah, it's only 4 episodes. It follows 4 different planets that they look at, but not really.
Oh, I thought it was going to talk about where illegal aliens came from. Now I don't care anymore. God damn it. It's not a propaganda film? What's even the point?
So, yeah, Alien Worlds, for those of you who don't know, it's a series on Netflix that is going over these different alien planets and examining what life would look like on those planets. So just like, made up aliens. And they go over like how the different stuff on Earth has evolved to have these different things, and how like that could be on other planets. But I was under the impression that this would be a lot more like Alien Planet, which is a great like documentary. Alien Worlds, there's not a lot of stuff they really talk about. Like each episode is like 40 minutes, but each episode only uses like 5 minutes of alien like footage, of like the CG that they made. They reuse footage a lot, like, and it's mostly just people talking, which was unfortunate because the CG looks pretty great. It's just that it seemed like they ran out of budget somewhere, where they only had to use like 5 minutes for each episode.
Sad. It's I don't know. I expected more, and I guess like I'm not trying to shit on what they presented visually with the animated creatures, because it's like, oh, some of these are creative. Though I was like, where's the big megafauna? Where are the big weird outlandish aliens that are like an alien Africa or something? I don't know. Maybe I have weird expectations.
Yeah, and they only show like maybe 2 or 3 species from each planet, whereas like these are planets. There's a lot more. Like
yeah. Yeah, it really should. Well, there's I do like
how dare you take the Future is Wild name in vain, Rigid Rat. Is it as bad as the Future is Wild?
How dare bite your tongue, or I'll have a smart squid bite it for you. So like, yeah, there's like 3 animals, maybe 2 animals per planet, and the first episode was like this planet where like the gravity or the air, or what was it now? The gravity.
Yeah, it was twice as big as Earth, so the atmosphere was much denser.
For whatever reason, it allowed the animals to float or whatever, and that fucking works. But it's all made up. Who cares? But there's like a flying like flesh bird.
I called it a flying whale shark. Kind of
flying
like
whale shark.
Yeah.
Balloon bugs that like inflate and then drop out of the sky and attack the flesh whales. Then there's the flesh sack no bones, which just rolls on the ground with like little claws and just eats things like a starfish. Planet number 2 had spiders, the 5-legged spiders.
Yeah, the pentapods.
The pentapods, that's right.
Yeah, because it was like a planet that was like so close to its star that it had one side that's always facing the star and one side that's always away from it.
Don't know how that works either, but yeah,
they explained it. It's like it's as close as it can be. It's like Mercury. Like Mercury's like has one side that's always facing the sun.
How does that work though? As far as shouldn't it still like
the gravity, the gravitational pull?
That's weird. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah,
it's literally what Mercury does. What do you mean? I don't know.
I mean,
because I don't fucking know. Forgive me for not checking with my astrology. Astrology. Listen, Haley, you fucking Gemini.
I'm not even a Gemini.
Some people understand.
Wow, you actually know what that means.
Planets and astronomy, and some people have an encyclopedic knowledge of VeggieTales. All right, we all choose our path.
I wish I had an encyclopedia worth of whatever.
I really wanted to help you out this, but then you said astrology, and
I know. It's like I'm about to dunk over him, and I said astrology. I'm like, no. But the best part about it was the last episode. Oh, there were the extendo arm monkeys.
Yeah, go gadget monkey arms.
Yeah, but I love arms for Nintendo Switch.
So the last episode actually, Tom, featured something where I feel like you might have jammed with, where it's about an intelligent species. Their planet's like what?
Yeah, because the planet is twice as old as Earth, and they have evolved to a point where they don't need bodies anymore, and they're just like these nerve nets inside of these game cubes.
Yeah. Sign me the fuck up.
And they're just like a hive mind.
Like, you keep saying things I like. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting on a spaceship right now. See you guys never.
And the only thing they have to do all day is play with anime titties. It's like the peak of existence itself.
God.
I want to just ask a stupid question, but when Saber does his like laugh, does anyone just like think of his avatar? Like, I can't not think of his avatar when he does that laugh, the one where he like crosses his arms or whatever.
I'm laughing now.
If we're not,
I just did.
I just Saber as his avatar.
Yeah.
No, well, hear me out. The GameCubes are like, oh no, there's the sun's about to blow up or whatever. And we gotta get our robot slaves to build us a new planet, and the GameCubes jump in their donuts, and some of them don't make it.
The GameCubes keep jumping their donuts. Never made before. That sentence is brand new.
Thank you. But yeah, I thought that was weird. Because like solar flare hit the donuts, and the donut ships with the GameCubes like blew up, and I'm like, wow. It's probably a time where you don't want to be a machine. Like,
you just got to get some EM shielding on your fucking Wi-Fi router, and you'll be fine.
I was laughing at these smart ass aliens. I'm like, oh, you're so smart. Why didn't you go the day before?
why didn't you go earlier? Why didn't you like
billions of years?
See the thing inside the hive mind, they still have like bureaucratic bullshit like they got to go through.
No, you got it all wrong. They had an astrology center, Saber. They had an astrology center to look out for the solar flares, but they were just too busy playing with anime titties. No one was looking at it anymore.
Yeah, the one GameCube that blew up, and they're like, hey, such a Sagittarius.
Yeah, the last episode is probably the most interesting because it has that weird thing where like it has that weird super intelligent species that doesn't need bodies anymore. So yeah, that was probably the most intelligent one. Not the most intelligent, but the most interesting one.
Intelligent. Well, then you showed me on like the speculative evolution subreddit how like people were ripping about like, wow, alien worlds, the Virgin alien world versus the Chad alien planets. Yeah, where like on alien planets, who needs a stupid GameCube? You got smart floating air squids, or you got the Jingo Pants giant alien who walks on jelly. Like that's all. I'm here for that. It was a letdown. That's my review.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that if it is a series, because like it says like season 1. If it is a series, I hope like the second like season, if they ever do one, they might like have more with it.
Let me real fast. Even cheaper, and it's just like panning shots of illustrations as they talk over them.
I would turn off. So in the 4th episode, there is this installation in Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah.
Where, the guy, some scientist guy is like, yeah, we use this giant dome radar to send a message into space once and haven't done it since because we're afraid to. Because what if the aliens find us if they're out there? Well, like 3 or 4 days ago, that installation mysteriously just fell apart, and there was drone footage of it too, of it just breaking down into the jungle. Yeah, it was creepy. And then today, something about the Galactic Federation ghosting us because we're not cool enough for their cool party.
Yeah, it's like some like Israeli like guy.
Prime Minister.
Yeah, you can say like, oh yeah, like the Galactic Federation has contact with Israel and the United States, but they don't want to tell the public because humanity's not ready.
I guarantee you there's some Palestinian scientists who are like, it's not fair. It's not
fair. So we have all these creepy monoliths appearing. With our alien radar collapsed. Okay, cool. Are you telling me the coronavirus was aliens? Is that where the end game we're working towards here? This is a test.
No, they're cutting off our communication because they don't want it.
Oh no! This had to go. This had to go away. This had to leave. It's okay.
6 light years of soul.
The problem is they wanted to get away from coronavirus, but they're obsessed with anime titties too. So it's just like it's a quandary. It's like Do we go to Earth and get those sick anime titties, but also have to deal with coronavirus? Oh God, our people aren't responsible enough for this kind of ethical dilemma. It's rough out there in space, being a nerves attached to a GameCube. You know,
They even got the little GameCube carrying handle.
you either die the flesh sack or live long enough to see yourself become the GameCube.
Right, we called them the Awada species. The Awadas.
Did any of you watch Mulan? I didn't.
No.
What?
Wait, is that still relevant? Didn't it come out like a while ago?
Yeah, it came out a while ago, but now it's like on streaming, like
came out in the
without
90s.
having to pay
Shut up.
without having to
That's
pay
the only one
$30.
we're talking about.
But no, I
No.
didn't watch it.
I will not watch it on so many principles. There's not even like one principle. It's like 3 at this point.
Yeah, my dad watched it. He said he liked it.
Okay. That's my reaction to that.
Okay.
Just
So there's a few things we'll talk about here before we go into Q&A. Let's see how much we can talk about. So remember how Thundercats Roar came out this year? It ended like last week.
thank fucking God.
It had like
Fuck you.
52 episodes.
Good.
Yeah, that's rough, fam.
Yeah, fuck off.
What?
Fuck you.
52?
Yeah, 52 11-minute episodes.
Good.
26. Okay, gotcha. I don't know why. When people say episodes to me, I'm like, that is a 22-minute program. Like,
That's 52 minutes. 52 episodes too many. What the fuck?
Good. Good riddance.
Was it good? Did anyone?
No. What the fuck are you talking about? Was it good?
I don't know. I just looked at it and was like, ew. And that
It was unfortunately as bad as everyone without any knowledge of the show assumed it would have been. So they were absolutely correct. I was like, I kind of hate it when that happens because I'm like, then it's setting up a precedent for people that are just like, I know this is going to be bad. But they were absolutely right. It was trash. It was trash. Like,
Yeah, that shit was ass, man.
you don't want to justify the mob because then that just means the mob has more reasons to come back later for something that doesn't deserve it. But you're like, damn it.
They're absolutely right.
They were right. And you just like solemnly pick up your pitchfork and walk outside with them. You're like, oh, they're right. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it was just because I remember like I watched, I want to say 5, because I give everything. I'm fair. I give everything like 5 episodes just to like see if it can get me. If you don't give me a 5, fuck you. So I watched it and it just was not that good. Then I watched a crossover episode. Like there was just nothing making me laugh. And then the crossover episode was just like a big old like, hey, we know that you think we're shitty, but it doesn't matter what you think because you're right here. And it's just like, shut up.
Cringy.
Yeah, it was like so cringy.
I didn't actually watch the episode though. I only saw it on the.
No, it was so bad. And then they have like they had like this joke where it's like, I'm all for like dark humor. Like, fuck, I love Mitsu Away, so I can't say anything about it. So like, there's this one joke where it's like, oh, that's just in bad taste because like the voice actor for Panthro recently had died, and so like they were doing a thing where they were talking about like, they were talking about like the old things and stuff like that and how like you should just like let it be, and then this new Thundercats is really good, and then like old Lion-O was like flexing for the screen and he was like, oh yeah, I'm so awesome, right? And then it pans over to in the cave there's like reboot Lion-O, and then I think like a fucking Snarf or some shit like that, but then they also had the skeleton of like Panthro, and it was just like, oh fuck, dude.
It's hard to do stuff like that. Like, you gotta know what you're doing, and if you don't mess with it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, dude, that is not. Especially, you're not funny enough to be doing that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
See, like that shit.
Exactly, and then it's like, and like some people were comparing it to fucking like Rise of TMT. I'm like, don't you fucking dare slap the fucking shit out of you if you dare do that shit. And it's like, no, don't do that at all. Because like Rise actually got to a solid, great point later on. It just had to build up to it. But like that was just, yeah, I'm not even for it. So yeah. Shit's stupid.
So speaking of stuff ending, DuckTales is going to be ending with season 3. So they're on hiatus right now, but when they return next year, it's going to be the end of the show. So
right
for the remaining episodes.
Better to go out on a high note than start out and die.
I'm gonna say the thing I always say, like, because me and Hero and you, Pele, we talked about this in depth before. Like, I always get anxious with a show I love that's like really good because it's like going up on like a roller coaster and keeps getting higher and higher, and it's like there's no dip in quality. What the fuck? All right, like you're just getting better and better. Oh fuck, I'm kind of scared. Like you know you don't have to go on, right? You can like end a bit, but it's like, oh, but I kind of want you to go on. I'm having a lot of fun with this. And then like the fact it was just 3 seasons quality, like only one episode I did not like in the entire series, which is a big thing to me. It's just like one episode did not like, just like with Avatar, one episode did not like. So I'm sad, but I understand and I'm for it. Like, that's what I'll say. Like, I can understand, and like, if it ends here, whatever, if it comes back, cool, but I am satisfied. It's made it highly rewatchable to me that it has this, this length. And then, like, I just think it'll be good. Like, I'm happy for it.
Yeah. I still need to watch the rest of it.
You do need to watch it. It's really good.
So Blood of Zeus is a show that's on Netflix. Apparently it's been renewed for 2 more seasons.
Oh, really?
So that's good.
They they ended in a way that could have been like the series finale if they wanted to. So yeah, that's good. Good for them.
Yeah. It's from the same people that made Castlevania. So yeah, it's a really great show.
It's good. It's worth watching.
Yeah, it's a good show. I wouldn't say it's as good as Castlevania, but it's a good, like, fun show if you watch it.
Yeah,
like that's what I would say. Like, it's a good show, really awesome. But I wouldn't say, like, if you're like going for like, oh, Castlevania like this, and I would say Castlevania is much better. So in my opinion,
yeah.
I did this week play Ghost of Tsushima, so I have no idea what's going on with the rest of the world.
So a couple things. So apparently Oscar Isaac is set to play Solid Snake in a Metal Gear Solid movie.
He's a great actor, so I believe he could do it.
Probably. I still don't believe this movie's ever going to happen, though. So this means nothing to me.
What?
I remember like being like 12 and like reading an Electronic Gaming Monthly that they're going to make a Metal Gear Solid movie. And I'm like,
oh yeah, like I remember like seeing like, oh, they're gonna make a Halo movie, oh, they're gonna make a Metroid movie,
right.
oh, they're gonna make a Zelda movie. And then
like when you tell me that someone's been cast for the Metal Gear movie, I'm like, oh, the movie that was announced in like 1999. Like, okay,
yeah, sure, man.
I remember Saber and I were actually talking about how it might be this decade for video game movies, because like, where the 2010s, that's where like comic book movies really took off in the 2010s. So maybe this decade will be for video games, though I still think that video games work better at adapted as series, like, Castlevania and The Witcher have.
I'll say that. Yeah, that's, I mean, it's definitely, it's tricky, right? Because like the whole point of like video games is like the interactivity and like the gameplay is what draws people to it. So like taking that out and like giving it to somebody who understands that the source material is also very important. Yeah, we can easily see what happens when that is not the case.
Resident
Monster Hunter. Yeah. So I don't know. I'd like to see more stuff like that because there's so many video games now that like want to be filmed that it almost just seems like why don't we just skip the middleman, and just make it a movie, right? Like the Last of Us series, it's like being developed right now. I'm like, I guess that makes sense. Like the game was always like more of a movie, so
yeah. It's like what it takes like how long to beat Last of Us? Maybe like 15-20 hours. It's like that's a series.
Yeah. I can see that being like like on HBO or something. It makes sense. Speaking of Last of Us, Neil Druckmann being a dickhead on Twitter.
What's he saying?
Oh god, like they announced they had the Game Awards. They put out the tweet of like, oh, we have like the People's Choice is the last thing everybody's voting for. And there's like someone put like a tweet comparing like Greg Casabin, who's like involved with Hades' reaction to it versus Neil Druckmann, and like Casabin was like, oh god, it's so cool that we're like here. Our game's up for nomination with all these like big titles. Thanks to everybody who played our game. And then like Neil Druckmann was like, everybody vote for our game. You make a fucking hater mad for every vote we get. And it's just like, oh god, shut the fuck up. It's like you're the co-president of Naughty Dog now, and you're being a child. I hate you.
It's embarrassing.
It's really cringe. It's not.
Last of Us is the game with.
Yeah.
It's a game, right?
It's allegedly it's a movie with some gameplay. Yeah, here's a tweet. To Last of Us fans, activate as a bonus for every vote you cast for Last of Us Part 2, a hater loses their caps lock. I'm just like,
shut up.
And then the Hades guy. It's amazing to see our big little game going toe to toe against the gods. Though Hades turned out the way it did thanks to the support of our players and early access. So maybe I shouldn't be so surprised they carried us farther still. Thank you all. And it's just like, okay.
Damn.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Weird.
The version Last of Us versus the Chad Hades.
Yeah, pretty much. The Last of Us 2
the Virgin AAA developer versus the Chad indie developer.
Yeah.
Out of spite, I'm voting for like Hades right now. I haven't played either of these games.
It's a very good game that you. I don't know if you enjoyed actually. Maybe.
Well, I played Diablo 3 and Laura loves the hell out of Hades, so I'll check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So other video game news. Well, sort of, because it's also theme park news. Super Nintendo World is going to be opening at Universal Studios Japan on February 4th.
Okay.
So, like, at least right now.
At least right now.
Paley, are you gonna go to Super Nintendo World?
No, not in Japan. I'm gonna wait until they make the one here in like Orlando.
Fake fan.
Meanwhile, me. I'm like, fucking yes.
I bet you're not gonna go in February though.
I fucking no. That's a terrible idea, stacked on top of a terrible idea.
I can't even go. Japan won't let anybody come in from
Right.
right now. We're all banned.
Yeah.
They should keep that rule.
Finally, the Bakugaijin are gone.
Those.
Let's see. Seeing some of the other things here. Oh yeah, the Animaniacs. So there was. I remember last time. On the last podcast, there was something that happened when we were streaming. Is that one of the episodes was taken down because of a number that went to a phone sex line. Yeah, they're like, whoops.
We would have let that slip in the 90s. It's fine.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so they took it down. They had to re-edit it.
Wusses.
Yeah, ruin some
but
shit.
now there's been like some controversy about like a background gag about Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where it says like Johnny 2 telling lies. And I don't know if it's like actually about like the Amber Heard stuff or not, because I'm thinking, what if it's about like the you know that Johnny song? It might be that. We don't know. Like,
but then they're also smart enough to like blend that together.
Yeah.
So like they can always, it's always like a scapegoat for it. Like, oh yeah, like that it could be that Johnny telling lies, but it's just it very much because animes they do people dirty in that show, and it's just like okay, yeah, you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing, so it's just like damn, dude.
NBC is going to be airing a televised version of the Grinch stage musical on Wednesday.
Wait.
I didn't know the Grinch had a musical.
Everything has a musical. Spider-Man has a musical.
Yeah.
The Avengers have a musical.
Oh yeah, Quibi's dead. It's gone now.
So what happened to her?
That sounded like a brony person's name.
Yeah,
and
I was about to say, like, what happened?
No, it's just
what the fuck, dude?
It's just a streaming service.
Yeah, just a streaming service.
Streaming service.
It's a brony streaming service.
Fuck, Paleo. Shit, man.
Or you just said it so matter of factly. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, Quibi's
the
dead.
woman on the. Oh my god. I knew you two hated each other, but.
Radio Disney is going to end in 2021. for anybody who cares about that.
Wait, that's still
It's still alive?
I didn't know that existed
Yeah.
still.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's ending next year.
Holy shit. Well, it's about time, I guess.
Then some in memoriams, we've got Curry Morrow, who's a Canadian actor and voice actor.
Yeah. Shit, that was
voiced on Dragon Ball Z.
Inuyasha, Dragon
and-
Ball.
Yeah.
Shit.
David Hemblin, voice of Magneto in the '90s X-Men.
Yeah, shit.
Oh,
David
Stop it.
Prowse, the original suit performer for Darth Vader.
Yeah, Dave
Wait,
Proud.
more. Oh my god, stop.
Poor guy.
Hugh Keysburn, the Mad Max actor, 73, who was the guy who played Morton Joe.
Yeah. Poor guy, rest in peace. He was up there with that, but I mean, rest in peace still, regardless.
Then David Lander, a character actor, was famous for Laverne and Shirley and a bunch of other films. So yeah, those are the in memoriam for this week.
I'm not laughing. Oh, that just sounded
Yeah,
horrible.
why do you laugh at the most inappropriate times?
I'm so sorry. That's not what I was laughing at. I was laughing at what Tom said in the chat, which I mean that doesn't go well. Look, we're talking. I'm just gonna shut up now. It's terrible.
I'm gonna look in the chat so I don't like bring it. I'm gonna look at the chat on my phone so I don't bring it up on the stream.
bad. It's just gross. It's the worst.
It's always the worst when somebody says something funny when somebody else is saying something terrible.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Okay. I see where you're laughing at now. Okay.
Yeah.
They were just laughing at reacting to the Kratos thing from Fortnite.
Yeah.
Um,
So stupid.
When your wife's dead.
You shrug it off. You shrug it off now, Paleo. But when they make Samus do that, we'll see how you feel.
Samus needs the publicity.
No.
They make Shantae do that.
Make your cleavage bigger.
Shantae, you whore.
So Tom, I thought you were overreacting at first, but then seeing this video, I'm like, no, I see it now.
It's the worst.
It's terrible.
The anime dance, Jesus Christ! It's like Zeus is like, so you're the one who killed my pantheon of gods.
Here, I'll put it in the chat here or in the stream here so you guys can.
No one else deserves to see this.
Shantae is
Great. This is terrible. This is god awful. I'm mad I posted it. Why did I post this?
Die.
Die. No pigs.
Much like Kratos' story itself, you tried to strike out at someone, but only ended up yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Man, this is pissing me off. This is terrible.
Oh, the fucking anime.
This is so stupid. This is so dumb.
I'm more mad at Sony, honestly. I expect nothing better from Epic and Fortnite.
When your
Sony Santa Monica was like, yes, let's do this. Let's take that money.
When your wife dies. When your family dies. That's a good shit post for Twitter. Thanks, Saber. Stupid.
This should be in Ragnarok.
Oh.
Oh man. All right. Wait, mute it? Is that a copyrighted song that's over it? I thought it was just some random Fortnite thing.
I mean, Fortnite uses like actual music and dances all the time.
Really?
They got in trouble. Yeah.
But they were only
part of,
like a
like,
few.
the
They were only
bullshit.
like a few seconds each, so I should.
They're Epic Games. They don't give a shit. They have so much fucking China money. They'll just be like, settlement.
They're even rising up against Apple. That's how cocky they're getting.
I know. Dude, Apple fucking played them though. The fucking 4D chess move. Watching the battle between the two titans has been really interesting. Like Epic's whole like stance this entire like thing has been like, we're doing this for the small developers. Not us. The small developers deserve more of their 30% cut. They deserve more money than the 30% that Apple's taking. And so Apple was like, oh, okay, fine. Everyone who's making less than $1 million only has to pay 15% now, which is less than like 3% of all revenue on the App Store. So Apple loses like no money, but the practice looks great. And so Epic's now like, well, if we complain, now we reveal that we really were just greedy. So Apple's like,
It's brilliant.
fight us, bro, fight us. We lost
Apple's like
gained everything. And it's just like, damn, what a power move.
$2
All the
trillion
small guys who are
market cap.
fighting for it get exactly what they want, but you didn't get what you wanted out of it. So now what are you gonna do? And it's just like, oh man, what a fucking bind they put Epic in.
All right.
Epic style.
So we can go into Q&A here. We'll go for probably about like 20 minutes or so. So got quite a few super chats to go over, and then we'll see if we can get to Twitter.
Why would you post this on Twitter?
I'm not gonna. I know I'm deleting it. Yeah, I'm so mad. I don't know why I posted it.
Go keep it up.
The more I saw it, I was like mad.
All right. Sodden Suzuki, asking Scott Pilgrim, or saying Scott Pilgrim the game coming out on HD 2020.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna come out.
Finally, you can play this
It
game
needs to
again.
have a physical release though, because that was the problem in the first place.
Release things physically. This is the
Yeah.
hill I'm gonna actually die on.
Yeah. Let's see. Deli18 asking, what are your experiences with the Mandela effect?
What's that?
What's
It's
that?
when you
Sorry.
could have sworn something was true, but it's not.
Oh yeah, like when you hear like lyrics that you think are like one thing and then they're not.
No, that's
Like,
just
for instance-
that's just misunderstanding lyrics.
No, because
I'm
like,
talking
you
about
know how
like
you
in
hit the
like in a
word-
I'm talking about like an event that happened or an event you thought happened but didn't actually happen.
So like when you thought something happened, but it was actually just a dream of yours or something like that.
I guess.
Paleo getting laid.
Kratos in Fortnite. That was just three.
I don't know.
Let's see. Brandon King asking. Let's see. Was R and S short still in front of the new SpongeBob movie? R and S. Is that Ren and Stimpy? R and S
I
short.
forgot that SpongeBob movie even existed.
Was there a short in front of the new SpongeBob movie?
Is that even out in theaters? Do they have shorts in front of streaming movies?
It
too?
came out in Canada in July, but then it came out internationally on Netflix.
Canada. That's something that I dreamt I thought was real, but actually is fake. Canada. There we go.
Canada's is better than here, though. Come on, let's be honest.
That's not a high bar to clear at this point.
Zane Powers asking, have you ever watched Whack Fu? It's something I stan.
I've seen a couple episodes of it. The animation is pretty
animation's
cool.
awesome, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a really interesting mix of like frame by frame and like puppet animation, and it just
And
has a
and
really
it's
unique
French.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, France making it happen.
That's
Another
pretty
place that's cooler than America.
good.
They have Wakfu. We have nothing. They win.
Excuse me. We have DuckTales.
Woohoo.
It's not really made in America. It's all made somewhere else.
We have Steven Universe.
Dude,
We have ponies. Wait a minute, that's Canada.
last episode of Star Versus. Man.
Wait, did we make the last episode of Star versus? Yeah, America sucks.
Ew, gross. Disgusting.
Wait, Tom, how do you feel about that episode of Star versus?
I
You
thought it was
watched it with us.
dumb. Yeah, it was
Oh,
dumb.
you were there with us?
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you are. Yeah, that's right.
It was pretty underwhelming.
I think I was the only person to say like this is shit that
I
day.
wanted to like it so much. The episode ended. I remember everyone was kind of like quiet. We're just like,
It's one of those. It's it's like when it's like if your best friend just like cold cocked you, like you just be like, what? Like you'd have to like take a moment to like recalibrate and like process what happened. You know,
To me, like the processing just was like as soon as it ended, I was like, "This is shit." That was just shit. It's like
That thing from Hazard Hotel. I was like, wow, that was shit.
pretty much, yeah. Fucking
It's
terrible.
just don't watch season 4. Just watch season 3 and read a fan fiction. Just do it, please.
Yeah.
So Edman RGG2 has a couple of questions here. It says, so have any of you guys played Melody of Memories? Actually, I think it's Memory of Melody. It's one of those. If so, how was it, and how do you feel about the ending and how Kyrie was treated? Yeah, I played it. If you don't want to play it, just watch cutscenes.
That's the Kingdom Hearts thing, right? The Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's the Kingdom Hearts. It's very much like Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy.
Oh my god, does that have a story?
It's canon to the series, right?
Only at the end. It's really just cutscenes at the end. The rest of it is just Kyrie sort of reciting what happened throughout all the other games.
Look, I mean, Guilty Gear has a canon pachinko machine, so nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I enjoyed it though. It's a fun like type of I mean, I enjoy Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy, so of course I would enjoy this with the Kingdom Hearts music.
Go away.
Then let's see, Editman RGG2 also asking, this is a week old, but how have y'all heard about Ajit Pai stepping down?
Yes.
Yeah, the FCC guy.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy who killed net neutrality that everyone was mad at back in like 2017.
Yeah. Okay.
He had the big Reese's cup.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that guy.
Enigma Prince asking console war question. Favorite game console, in your opinion, of all time based on hardware and game library?
I just like PS2. I'm basic. I like the PS2. I'm basic.
Only one correct answer, and it's right here.
Is that a PS2?
Oh, PS2, baby!
Yeah.
PS2 all day, every day.
PS2 is the GOAT.
For me, I usually go between like Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance.
GBA had a fucking badass library too.
Yeah, and a lot of like, you know, games that were on Super Nintendo. So that's usually why like I go to GBA, because like it has like a bunch of the Super Nintendo stuff and a bunch of new stuff.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Favorite game console based on hardware and library?
Super Nintendo.
What about you, Saber?
I was too busy pounding pussy. I'm sorry.
Cringe.
Whatever system Leisure Suit Larry was on. Remember Leisure Suit? Oh my fucking
Sit down.
Today I learned that's actually kind of hard to say.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, remember that game? It was like in GameStop. You just looked at it. You're like, "That's for bad people." Like you just
remember the guy game for PS2 and Xbox?
Oh yeah, that was like taken off the shelves because like they found out that one of the girls in there was underage.
Oh
yeah,
no shit.
No.
Remember BMX Triple X? I remember that game. That was a weird man. Games in the early 2000s are pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
So from a few from Zane Powers asking, what do hobbits taste like?
Ask Saber.
High cholesterol.
Zane Powers also asking, Tommy, what do you think of the HBO Max movie news? I guess just your opinion on the whole thing.
I'm glad that Godzilla is actually going to come out, but like I said, I'm probably going to have to go like buy an OLED TV because there's no way. I have like the shittiest, crappiest budget television with like no speakers right now, and there's no way I can watch this movie on a shitty television. So like I've been eyeing an LG CX for a while now. It's like a $1,500 OLED TV. I'm like, I've
been hearing that's like a really good model.
It's like the best of the best, but it's just so fucking expensive, and I'm just like, I can't justify it. But I'm such a Godzilla fanboy. And it's like, oh no, this is gonna be the one that does it.
How big is the TV?
The smallest one's 48 inches, but the 55 tends to be cheaper for some reason. It's sell for around like 1,400, and I'm just like, oh, that's so expensive for a TV. And it's not a computer monitor, so I can't write it off on my taxes. It's a TV. It's too big to use as a monitor, so I can't even like use it for dual purposes. Fuck. But I keep hoping that they're gonna drop like I want a 43-inch 4K OLED monitor. 43 is like just big enough that it like justifies getting over my 32-inch monitor right now, but like small enough to still use as a monitor, so I can justify writing it off on my taxes, but it literally doesn't exist. So I'm just like, I guess I'll just sit here twiddling my dick until someone makes it.
We don't know.
Wow, I hate it too. I'm waiting for my new monitor. I can't get one. It doesn't exist yet. But yeah, I'll either get like that or like a QLED TV or something. I'll get a new TV and I'll feel bad about it until Godzilla shows up, and then I'll be like, it was worth it, and then I'll cry. And then he'll use the King Kong, and I'll get really fucking mad, and I'll get on YouTube like, I spent $500 on my TV to watch my boy get rocked.
No, they got to be teaming up to fight something else.
God,
it's gonna be the typical fight, and then team up at the end.
And then both of their mothers are named Martha.
Mothra! Your name is Mothra! Oh god!
Why did you say that name?
Zan Power is also asking, since regular theaters are dying, yet drive-ins are managing to do well, when will 3D theaters return? Not IMAX, 50s 3D movie theaters. I mean, there's been like regular like 3D viewings of like in just a normal theater.
Yep.
But that's an interesting thing, because like 3D sort of like going to see a 3D movie sort of started to die out. Is like it's just a more expensive way of seeing the movie.
Right. I was irritated.
And like, and 3D TVs did not take off at all. So
you can't even get them anymore. I don't think anyone makes 3D TVs right now. I think that format is just dead.
Yeah, it's only for those like enthusiasts that want to play those like 3D PS3 games.
Oh my god! Dig out your PlayStation 3D TV. Remember that?
Yeah.
GameStop was practically giving them away like a month after release. Like, please take this. It's like, no. Ew.
Gross.
Yeah, cringe, bro. Remember the 3DS? Lol.
And then like games later in its life is like it doesn't even it's playing in 2D.
They gave up. I don't know if that after day one, I wonder how many total minutes that slider was anywhere higher than 0. I'm so curious.
And then last super chat here from Ryan Walterson says Tobey Maguire and Alec Baldwin are in The Boss Baby. They were leads in Cats and Dogs. James Marsden is in Boss Baby 2, who is in the lead in Cats and Dogs 2. Jeff Goldblum is also in Boss Baby 2, also in Cats and Dogs.
Damn, that's interesting.
This means something.
I mean, that Toby's acting, which means he'll be in Spider-Verse 3, whatever.
Right. Of course.
There you go.
Confirmed.
Totally. Totes.
Toby's alive, therefore he's going to be in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, totes.
All right, let's go through some Twitter questions here. So, we go to the... Okay, from Disco Elwood. It says, a question for Jax and the boys, if they want to answer. Have you read TMNT The Last Ronin? If so, did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I liked it a lot. Like I like the whole concept. I like when because pretty much without spoilers, it's just this future story of the other TMNT have been killed, like just they've died off, and there's only one of them left, and they call that one the last Ronin, and like you don't know which one of them it is. So like it could be Leo, Mikey, Raphael, like Donnie, of course. And so like the whole time you're going through looking at it, it's just like who could this be? Who could this fucking be? And then like he does all this fucking badass stuff, like when he's going through fighting and like he's in this futuristic world and stuff like that. And then like recently they like revealed who it actually was, and it's just like, oh, that makes so much sense. So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a fun little story line. Very cool.
From Nathaniel Foga asking, what's the weirdest / dumbest Christmas films you guys have ever seen?
Tree Venge. I love Tree Venge. It's so good. Watch Tree Venge.
Go. I've only seen the GIF. But
yes.
Well, last year it was Christmas in New York. That Korean,
dude, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Terrible.
No, I'm your friend. I want to hurt you.
That movie is so weird. That's like one of those bad movies you just put on to just laugh at.
Oh yeah, it's fun bad.
Yeah. It says from
Tom, look at the Discord chat.
Do I?
Yeah, I just saw that.
Actually watched the Discord. It's actually funny.
Rigid Rat asking, since the new Drawn to Life game just came out today, I wanted to ask you guys, what's a video game series you think is criminally underrated and deserves more love?
Underrated? That word is hard. Do you mean underrated?
Well, let's say it deserves more love, because that's more of a thing. Yeah.
Spider-Man for PS1. There you go.
Really?
Yeah, everybody loves that game.
They better.
I like Spider-Man.
They like Enter Electro more, but I like that one better.
Well, that would be underloved then.
No, I remember in like fucking college, Tom, I got into this big argument with people like, oh, well, Enter Electro is much better. I was like, I like the first one better. And then we were like, no.
Shit reviews compared to the original.
Yeah,
that's
what I said. Thank you. Because I was just like, why do you like Enter Electro better? He's like, because you can go on the ground and in the sky. Fuck off.
I want to do a non-obvious
Monster Hawk and Enter Electro? No. It's close.
Surf the web.
Exactly. Is there bad from Venom? No.
Bullshit.
A video game series that deserves more love, Endless Ocean.
Oh, you know what deserves more love? Fucking Jaws Unleashed. I fucking love that game. Fucking Sharky. But it got reborn into that Man-Eater game, so yeah, I guess that works.
Edit Man, the Yakuza series has been like blowing up recently. Like
Who doesn't know Yakuza? I don't play video games, and I know Yakuza.
Played it. Maybe that might be fair. But like Yakuza is popular, but maybe not played enough.
Yeah.
Getting up there, I feel.
Man, I just
feel like there's an obvious answer in my book, but I just can't recall what it is right now.
Hey, Monsters. What was that game where you could be like this War of the Monsters or something? That was
War of the Monsters. Yeah,
fun as fuck. I love that game. I still play that.
You know what? I feel like everyone's like, Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart. It's the best kart racer ever. Honestly, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformers.
Yeah, it's a great kart racer.
It's very surprisingly fun.
Yeah, it's got Danica Patrick from NASCAR in it. It's so weird.
Well, sign me the fuck up then.
That's how we get race to play. We're like, there's NASCAR. Like,
yeah.
That game looked quite actually fun.
Yeah, it's like the most Sega has done with their IPs is the fucking racing game.
Streets of Rage 4 was really fucking fun. And I liked it. And
even if you could just play Adam and then just win the video game, but you know.
Just like Streets of Rage 1, you just play as Adam and you win the game. So much better than the other two.
from John here. It says, what animated shows do you want on HBO Max? Mine are Ed, Edd n Eddy, Johnny Bravo, and Grim Adventures. I want to see these shows on the service so these characters get exposed for a new generation. One thing that's not on there that I want to be on there, because me and Saber were actually watching through a bunch of Powerpuff Girls on there, but they don't have the movie on there, so I want them to put the movie on there.
I don't even know what studios own anything anymore. HBO's the Cartoon Network stuff.
Yeah, the Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, like Warner Brothers.
It's all on the Pirate Bay, baby.
Cartoon Network shows from the 2000s.
Hero, you know what? Dark Cloud is an underrated series.
I mean, I was gonna say it, but I was like, everyone knows I would say that. Everyone, but like honestly, yeah, Dark Cloud, obviously is what.
Legend of Legaia.
Legend of Legaia.
The guy is my. Oh, no one knows about the Hero when I talk to him. Everyone's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You mean Final Fantasy?" No, Legend of Legaia. I love that game.
Zone of the Enders. Where's Zone of the Enders 3?
Where's Zone of the Enders 3 for real though? Where is it?
Zone of the Enders 2 is so good.
It's
so
Warriors 2.
fucking good.
I just don't use streaming services enough. I don't know what's on HBO Max.
Yeah, what's on HBO Max?
A lot of the big Cartoon Network shows are on there.
They have Spawn.
Excuse me, is Casper's Scare School on HBO Max?
I don't think so.
Casper's Scare School. Yeah, that's a really great show. I love that show. That was a good show growing up.
So from
Miami Histamine.
Shut up.
That was a good episode.
From Daily 18 says, so going back to my question earlier this year about movie theaters being next going on decline, how much value do you consider this likely to be fact? So this was from April, talking about Trolls World Tour when that went digitally, saying, you're telling me that movie theaters will be the next on the line to go through a decline in viewership, just how TV is doing now. So yeah, I think after the virus is gone, I think a lot of less people are going to be going to the theaters. Compared to previous years, 2019 was the biggest year they could have had.
For movies.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, 2019, I said this before, but I was there was so many movies that came out in 2019 where I was just I just needed to see how this ended, and it ended. And so later on, I was just I don't even, is there anything I'm really living to see right now? And I'm just I guess, whatever. Yeah. Right now, it's because they finished all of the Avengers, they finished that fucking Star Wars shit, and now it's just now it's TV series I'm more focused on than movies.
Yeah. From Time Lord 22 asking, have any of you watched The Orange Years? It's on Amazon Prime. It says it's a documentary about early Nickelodeon up to 2000. If you haven't seen it, it's great.
Is that the one where they talk about how that foot guy was doing diddler shit?
Dan Schneider?
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Orange Years.
What's it available on?
Amazon.
Interesting. Fascinating.
It's
on YouTube too.
We got some fan art from Random Bun here. Let's see, from Santos Celine. Did you hear about the next characters? About the next characters for Smash being at the Game Awards?
Really?
Either Fortnite guy or Sora.
Who's Fortnite guy?
Kratos.
Just a random Fortnite character, I guess. I don't know.
The guy with pancakes for a head. What the fuck?
I don't know who you're talking about. This pancakes guy.
Look up Fortnite Kratos reveal, and you'll see a guy wielding two guns that has pancakes for a head.
Pancakes head Fortnite. What the man cake? Is that his name?
I have no idea. You think I play this trick?
I don't know. What is this, the motherfucker? Man cake?
Yes.
That's weird.
Why is that? Why?
It's like some fighting food on shit.
Why am I so old?
Back in my day, we had good video games. Yes, we did.
Forged on a Griddle of Rage, the Breakfast Bandit set, complete the Beskar quest to upgrade Mandalorian's arm. Oh my god.
Mandalorian is not in Fortnite. Shut up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Please
Yeah, it is.
no. Fuck
Yeah.
off. No.
You think
No,
Disney won't sell out?
Fuck yeah.
They already added all of the Avengers, and now that the event's
Yeah.
over, they added Mandalorian.
Oh my Mando. What the fuck is it? What do you do in Fortnite? I have no idea what that game is about. Is it like a first-person shooter?
It's like a third-person game where it's like 100. It's like a battle royale game. There's 100 people that spawn in, and you have to like forge for weapons and like build things and be the last person standing.
Yeah, it's a battle royale.
So it's like a shit version of Battlefront from Star Wars PS2.
No. Not particularly. It's just like it's one big ass map, and you can choose where you spawn in on the map, and it's you and 99 other real players all online, and you have to kill all of them.
Oh, okay. Wow, that sounds cool, I guess. Whatever the
Yeah.
kids like, I guess. I don't know.
Apparently, you can be man cake and
Man cake and the Mando. Yeah. Shit's crazy, man.
are those like bullet belts or it's French toast sticks?
Shut up. Oh my god. I thought those were biscuits.
We're going a bit long here, so I'll end with this super chat from Brian Walterson. Says, did any of you see the trailer for A Recipe for Seduction? It's a 15-minute short airing on Lifetime this Sunday, made in collaboration with KFC, featuring Mario Lopez as Colonel Sanders.
Oh yeah, Slater from fucking Saved by the Bell is gonna be Colonel Sanders. I saw that. Yeah, that's crazy, but whatever.
It sounds ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. But hey, Mario Lopez still looks good for his age. So yeah.
At least it's just a short.
Slater,
Like
Saved by
we
the Bell.
are in the cyberpunk dystopia. It's real. And it's
This
not
is all a dream.
not cool like the video game. It's like cringe, like real life. And here we are.
Asinine. Absolutely asinine.
All right. Oh, we got a another super chat here from Daily Teen. You aware about Aardman partnering with Bandai Namco on a new cross media IP? Yeah, I saw like a little post about that. I don't know if it's real. That seems like something that's fake. Like it could be interesting. Like somebody posted like a crazy thing where it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be like a Bandai Namco fighting game with Aardman characters. Like have Shaun the Sheep and Wallace and Gromit in a fighting game, which would be hilarious. But yeah, it's real. Ryan says it is. So yeah.
Ryan, stop. No.
I don't know what they could be making, but yeah, it would be hilarious if it was like some kind of fighting game, Bandai Namco and Aardman.
It's insanity. Hey,
Instead of making Tekken, just make Chicken Run.
Chicken Run. Oh hey, the Game Awards are coming up. Remember, it's called Tekken.
Oh my god.
What?
Remember that at the Game Awards last year where the Fast and Furious people came out? And that like she was saying like, oh yeah, I played Tekken.
And you're like, no, you don't.
But yeah, by the way, ending the show out here. I'm gonna be streaming the Game Awards on Thursday here on YouTube. Well,
Fuck you.
so anybody in here who wants to join, you can join. I'll start streaming around like 6:15 because it apparently starts at like 6:30.
I can't make it.
Oh my god.
And then, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I'm gonna do a stream next week as well, on Tuesday because that's when my birthday is. So I'll do that at 9, on Tuesday next week. So, and then the next POS podcast will be on the 21st, I believe. Yeah, the 21st. So yeah, a bunch of streams this month. So thank you everybody for coming out. We'll see you next time. Hopefully at the Game Awards, if you're gonna be there, we'll start streaming at 6:15 Eastern. So see you then. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.